Have you ever stepped into a room and instantly felt something watching you? Not a person, not an animal, but something you couldn't see? That's exactly what happened during one of the most terrifying ghost captures ever recorded, inside room 407. This story isn't a campfire tale. It's based on real evidence collected by 3 investigators who walked into an abandoned apartment one night, searching for proof of life after death. What they found was far more than proof. It was a nightmare they could never escape. The night started like any other investigation. Ryan, Maya, and Ethan carried their gear into the apartment just after midnight. The building was silent, except for the faint creak of its wooden frame. Room 407 had been empty for 15 years. Ever since its last tenant, a woman named Evelyn Brooks, was found dead inside. Neighbors had sworn that long after Evelyn's death, her voice still echoed through the halls. Whispers in the night, footsteps when no one was there. Some even claimed the room itself didn't want to be disturbed. But to the investigators, this was the perfect place to capture evidence. At first, it was routine. Ethan powered on the EMF meter, and the needles spiked immediately. "That's weird," he muttered. Usually it took time to get readings, but here, the activity started before they'd even set up. Maya switched on her camera and noted the temperature dropping. Ryan, the skeptic of the group, brushed it off. Old wiring, drafty walls, nothing to worry about. But then came the first sound. A dull thud from the far corner of the room, heavy enough to make all 3 stop moving. They looked, but nothing was there. They moved into the bedroom, Evelyn's bedroom. The wallpaper peeled like skin from the walls. A broken vanity mirror leaned against the corner, streaked with dust. According to the case file, Evelyn had been found sitting right there, in front of that mirror, lifeless. Maya set up a tripod camera while Ryan prepared for an EVP session. They asked the simplest question, "Evelyn, are you here with us?" The room was silent, but when they played the recorder back, they heard it. A whisper. Low, raspy, almost a hiss. "Leave." Maya's eyes widened. Ethan froze. Ryan tried to stay calm, but the fear was obvious on his face. That one word carried more weight than anything they'd captured before. Still, they pressed on. Back in the living room, the team killed the lights and switched to night vision. The entire apartment glowed an eerie shade of green. That's when Ethan noticed the temperature again. It had plummeted 10 degrees in less than a minute. Then it happened. A shadow darted across the wall, fast, deliberate. The night vision camera caught it. Maya whispered, "Ryan, did you see that?" He nodded, eyes locked on the monitor. "Yeah, I saw it. But shadows don't prove anything." Before anyone could respond, a loud bang exploded from the bedroom. They ran back and what they found froze them in place. The vanity mirror, cracked and forgotten, was now fogged over as if someone had breathed against it. Slowly, words began to appear. Letters scratched themselves into the condensation. The message was simple. Get out. Fear started taking hold. Ethan begged them to leave, but Ryan, stubborn as ever, set up the spirit box. Static filled the air as the device cycled through frequencies. Then, clear as day, a voice cut through the static. "Mine, leave, mine." The team stared at one another. They weren't imagining it. Something in that room wanted them gone, and it was claiming ownership. Ethan monitored the hallway camera. The feed glitched, then froze on a horrifying image. A woman in a white dress stood in the hallway, head tilted unnaturally to one side. Her movements stuttered like a broken video file, each frame bringing her closer and closer. And then, the feed went black. Panic set in. They tried the bedroom door, but it slammed shut and locked itself. That's when the scratching began. Low at first, then louder. From under the bed, Maya pointed her camera down, and her light caught pale hands clawing out of the darkness. Then came the face. Hollow eyes, mouth stretched open but no sound. The ghost of Evelyn Brooks crawled out halfway, dragging herself toward them. Maya screamed. Ethan begged Ryan to do something. Ryan pulled a cross from his pack and thrust it forward. The figure hissed, retreating under the bed, vanishing into the shadows. For a moment, silence returned. Then the mirror shattered, glass flying across the room. In each shard, Evelyn's face still stared, smiling. The spirit box screamed, "Never leave." They ran to the front door. It wouldn't budge. Behind them, the ceiling creaked. Slowly, impossibly, a figure crawled along the ceiling upside down, hair dangling. It dropped in front of them with a bone-shaking thud. It was Evelyn again, but her face was worse now, rotting, stretched into an inhuman grin. "You shouldn't have come," she whispered. The cross in Ryan's hand shattered into splinters. An invisible force threw him across the room. He hit the wall hard, coughing blood. Maya rushed to him, screaming his name. Ethan fumbled with the camera, capturing every horrifying second. They dragged Ryan down the hall, desperate. But something was wrong. The hallway stretched unnaturally long, endless. The walls pulsed like living flesh. Lights popped and died one by one behind them, footsteps chasing them, louder, faster. At last, they saw a door glowing faintly at the end. They stumbled through it only to find themselves back in the same bedroom, the same broken mirror, the same suffocating air. No, this isn't real," Maya cried. The mirror was whole again, and Evelyn's reflection was waiting inside it. She smiled, lifting her hand. Ryan, still on the floor, lifted his hand too, only he wasn't doing it willingly. Black veins spread across his skin. His eyes rolled back. With a final horrifying scream, Ryan was sucked into the mirror. The glass rippled like water, then stilled. He was gone. Maya collapsed in shock. Ethan kept recording, though his hands shook violently. He knew they were next. Through the viewfinder, he saw something that wasn't there in real life. Evelyn, standing directly behind Maya. He whispered, "Don't turn around." But Maya turned. The ghost was inches from her face. She screamed as she was dragged across the floor, her nails carving deep scars into the wood until she disappeared into the dark. Ethan's camera fell to the ground. The last thing it recorded was the empty room. Silent, still, waiting. To this day, no one knows what became of Ethan. His footage was found, but he wasn't. Authorities sealed off the apartment, and room 407 has been locked ever since. Locals say that if you press your ear against the door, you can still hear scratching, whispers, and faint screams. And that's the story of the ghost capture in room 407. Proof that sometimes, when you go searching for the dead come searching for you.